Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All these beautiful kids is here.
We turn the TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Bang, bang.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All these beautiful kids is here.
We turn the TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Bang, bang.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All these beautiful kids is here.
We turn the TBV. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all tight. I let that intro play about tres veces, but you know, I had to get my Hardin on and I didn't want to not have the live up and going so that y'all know I'm here. You know, normally y'all think I'm late. But what's up, man? We all here to discuss. Oops, sorry about that. we are here to discuss, obviously, Canelo Alvarez and John Ryder. It is fight week, and a lot of people don't even know who John Ryder is. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do a little education on John Ryder. We're gonna take some calls the way that we always do. Phone lines are open. So you know, and maybe we'll get a Canelo sparring partner on the show. Let me see. He's actually texting me now. So yeah, man. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press one time. Voice your opinion. It's fight week, man. Tell me, man, are you gonna be watching Canelo on his homecoming? That's right. This is his homecoming. He's coming back to Guadalajara. It's been quite some time since he's actually fought there. So, shout out to Matchroom, shout out to Canelo. He was trying to give back, but obviously Danny let us know that his tickets were resold and they are super duper expensive. So it's gonna be more of the same. The rich and famous that are gonna be able to go see Canelo Alvarez take on his mandatory challenger. Okay, this is the WBO mandatory challenger. So it's not really like he could have not faced this guy. Only way he could have not faced him if he was going to vacate that belt, or and he doesn't care about being undisputed anymore. And I don't know that he's ready to do that. So hence John Ryder steps in, who I will say did earn his position. It's not like he was given this opportunity because he's a good looking guy or because, he's unfortunate and they're making a wish foundation. No, sir. He actually earned his position here. Not everyone would agree, but he did beat Daniel Jacobs and Zach Parker. Daniel Jacobs, the reason I give him all the credit in the world is because we had been wanting Daniel Jacobs and Jamal Charlo to fight for years, ever since they clashed with each other at the Barclays Center. So for years, the Lions only community wanted Charlo to face Daniel Jacobs. But he didn't. But they were okay with Jacobs as an opponent. He had already faced Gennady. He's been in the ring with Canelo. It would have been Jamal Charlo's biggest opponent till date. So when John Ryder beats him, you got to give him credit. To me, I think that's Ryder's biggest win. Some may say Zach Parker. I think Zach Parker was more known domestically to the UK fans or Australian fans, not really American fans. Did I know him? Yes. Did I watch 2 or 3 of his fights before the Andre talk? Yes. And I don't mean going back and watching. I mean, he was on the telecast and I watched him. Outside of that, didn't know much about Parker myself, but the world was okay with Parker and Andrade fighting. Andrade was okay with fighting Parker. Remember that he vacated his belt to move up to fight for the interim versus Zach Parker. So Zach Parker was obviously a worthy opponent for Andrade. So Ryder beat him. Now, obviously, John Ryder, has suffered some losses in his career, similar to, I would say his story is similar to Tevin Farmer. But he hasn't been able to become world champion like Tevin Farmer. So salute to Tevin, because people like to throw fighters under the bus and discredit them, but it's difficult to do what Tevin did, and we'll see. Can Ryder do that? Many of us do not believe he will be able to do it, let alone this go around, because this go around, it's it's a tough task. Obviously, he's going to be facing Canelo. It's not like, you're fighting Brian Rhodes or something like that. So his opportunity at a title shot, isn't the easiest one. But I do want to show you his resume, as, again, I believe that a lot of people don't know who John Ryder is. He does have 5 losses. So this in itself for John is, you know, it's a milestone to be in the ring with Canelo, to have done enough to actually earn a shot in the ring with Canelo. You got to respect John Ryder. That being said, let's take a look at some of these losses. I know that the one that sticks out to me is the Nick Blackwell loss, who I believe is a common opponent with Chris Eubank Jr., son of a legend, right? And he also lost to Callum Smith in a fight where Canelo's trainer himself felt that John Ryder won and joked on social media and said, maybe we should fight Ryder. Well, full circle, they fought, or fighting, both now, because Callum they fought and beat, and Ryder is up next this Saturday. For those that don't know, yeah, Canelo's fighting this Saturday. So Ryder also lost to Rocky Fielding. So you see how it's all kind of, I guess, intertwined. Fielding fought Callum. Callum fought Fielding. Callum fought Canelo. And here is Canelo now fighting Ryder while he also fought Fielding. You got Jack Arnfield, another guy that beat Ryder. Nick Blackwell, and I'll just double check. I believe this is the one that Chris Eubank retired and unfortunately, yeah, this is him. Unfortunately, Chris Eubank retired this guy and put him in a very bad state. I don't know if he ever recovered, but it was a very bad state. Nick Blackwell, it wasn't good. But who else beat the Gorilla? And we'll get into how he got that name in just a bit. He also lost to Billy Joe Saunders. So, outside of that Ironfield guy, he's fought and lost to people that we know. Yeah, I know. Who the fuck is Jack Arnfield? That's what I'm saying. I don't know that. But outside of him, Billy Joe was a world champion. Rocky Fielding was a world champion, according to the, Tank standards, Dubois standards, Mahmoud Char, a.k.a. What's his other name? Muhammad Char? I don't know. Regular champions, right? Secondary belt champions with the WBA. So that's what Rocky Fielding was. Outside of that, I don't see any other losses. So once again, he's got the Billy Joe Saunders, who's a 2-time champion, right? He's a 2-time champion. Yeah, you see pound for pound Jack letting me know Nick doesn't box anymore and still has effects of the brain injury. I'm telling you, no, I believe, I just didn't want to be misquoted, but I think he gave him brain bleed and everything. It was brutal, man. But Billy Joe Saunders was a 2-time champion. Obviously, Nick, he was all I'm gonna say about Nick is like he was touted enough to get that fight with Eubank. That's what I'll say. I didn't know him until Eubank fought him at all. Manuel, that's right, because he had Manuel Charr, then it went to Muhammad Charr, then he said his name is Mahmoud Charr. So, but thank you. Yes, Manuel Charr. Because we're going back to this resume and again fielding, you know, and you have Callum Smith. After the Callum Smith loss, he did go on a good 4-fight win streak with all good names outside of whoever the hell is Joseph Jorko. But even Mike Guy is a good win. He got an upset over a couple of American veterans and prospects. Mike Guy is a durable journeyman. That being said, after the Mike Guy win, he picked up the Jeruko win or Juco win, and then went on to beat Jacobs and Parker. So, plenty of people in the chat with their stop its and oh whatever. But again, this is Kavalaskis. Okay, like the mandatory. That this is, Bermain Stavern. For the Wilder fans that are out there and like, oh, stop it, Net. Well, yeah, this is Bermain Stavern 2, the rematch. Somehow he's a mandatory, right? Like, so you have to have these fights or vacate the title. We seen what happened when Canelo didn't fight Derevyanchenko. Not only did you call him a duck, but he lost the belt, and you said he didn't want to undispute at 60. So now he's defending the belt, fighting the mandatory, and people still hate. So it's pretty difficult to beat Canelo Alvarez and get it right for people. I just seen a quote in the media, and I hope he sticks by it. He says he doesn't want to fight Bivol at 68 because he knows the fans will give him shit. So I'm glad he has someone listening to the show, and they understand that I don't want that. Not at 68. You lost at 75. You go try and beat him again at 75. If not, don't fight him. If not, don't fight him because that man never fought at 68. So, I don't want to see it. Now I get it. All you Bivol fans out there is like, yo, but he wants to be undisputed. Let him try to be a 2-time division champ. I get him, man. Let him do that shit on his own time. Not right now with this free bone from Canelo. But phone lines are open. You know the number to call, 1425-569-5241. Press 1. One time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can also join us on Discord or Twitter Spaces, where we're rocking out as well. And I do want to give you a little bit of more information here. Obviously, this guy goes by John Ryder, the Gorilla. The Gorilla. Now, I haven't seen that, but, obviously, it was based off an interview with Tundi, the trainer of, I want to say, Anthony Yard, if I'm not mistaken, but the quote is, he's as strong as a gorilla, just like his nickname says, because honestly, he's very dominant in that regard. Now, the saddest part is that no one's giving this guy a shot, right? And I'm not saying in any way that I am at all, but I do want to check how big of an underdog he is. Is he bigger than Andy? Just to have things into perspective. And when I say Andy, obviously I'm referring to Andy Ruiz and, his fight with Anthony Joshua, where obviously he was a huge underdog, 1,400, 1,600 in certain places. And yeah, I want to see how big of an underdog is John Ryder? Are they giving him more of a shot than they gave Andy to beat AJ in that first fight? That's what I'm going to check. But in the meantime, in between time, you should be smashing a thumbs up, sharing the show, and calling in so that you can voice your opinion. So, right off the bat, the bookies believe Ryder has more of a probability of getting a win than obviously than Andy did. As you can see, it says plus 850. Andy was a plus 1400 plus 1600. Again, I'm not gonna be picking Ryder. Um, it is what it is. This is a mandatory. This is Danny Garcia for Earl Spence. Obviously Danny is a better name than John Ryder, but this is a mandatory. This is something that you just gotta do. Some mandatories are sexier than others, right? Like Dillian White, Tyson Fury, that was a better mandatory. You know, Tim Zoo, Jermel Charlo, that's a better mandatory. Some mandatories obviously are better than others, but mandatories are mandatories, none the same. And they have to be made if you want to obviously, remain undisputed, unified, and things of that nature. But real quick, we do want to shout out our sponsor, Kenichi Bear. Head on over to www.kenichibear.com. Use the code TBV when purchasing a set of Hibernation 5s. If you've heard Mad Bet 100 at least yesterday, you know for sure that these headphones that I've been recommended for quite some time now actually are very good, and maybe you should go ahead and get yourself a set or someone in your family, because at the end of the day, you want to support your favorite podcast. So, that being said, go ahead and check out kenichibear.com/the boxing voice and use the code TBV. That's going to give you a 15% discount when purchasing. And again, you will be supporting your favorite podcast. Let's get out to Tran. What it do? Let me see. We might have to reconnect you. Give me a sec. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We hear you. We hear you. What's good?
Not much, man. How you feeling today, man?
Can't complain, champ.
That's good, man. God bless, man. Shouts out to the TVB, man. The best out, man. Smash that like button, man. I'm excited, It's Canelo fight week. More so excited to see how he looks post injury, because remember he did have that surgery, so that's the biggest thing. John Ryder, he's going to come and fight. He's not going to lay over. He's going to try to bring it to Canelo, and he's a live dog. But again, man, I feel like this is more so to see where Canelo is at. coming off that surgery. More so, importantly, that homecoming fight, man. I think it's going to be a big event for Mexico. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? And like you referred to earlier with Canelo saying, how he wants to fight people at 175. Canelo hear all the noise. You hear everybody talking, and I feel like we're going to get that. That fire Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That not that on cruise controls. I feel like he been dominating the game. He just been like on the cruise control. And I feel like that Beaver loss did wake him up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we're gonna get an explosive Canelo. He hear the noises, and I feel like after this fight, he's gonna go and give us all the fights that we really want. So I'm excited, man. It's always good to have Canelo in the sport. Been carrying the sport for the last couple years, and now we're going into a whole new generation of guys. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Canelo, he's been doing his thing, and again, that surgery, I want to see how he is post that surgery, see how explosive he is, how the defense is. Because again, John Ryder is going to come and he's going to fight. He's going to fight, man. So. I'm excited. And quick question, Ness. This kind of been on my mind, a little bit off topic, not topic, but in your opinion, because it's a lot of talk about face of boxing, this and that. Out of the top guys, and let's say in the last five years, we could say, or in the last couple of years, which top fighters do you think that been in the most competitive 50-50 fights? Like I feel like Canelo, I feel like Earl, especially that welterweight run, even Tyson Fury coming off and fighting Wilder. But in my opinion, who do you think that's recently the top guys that been really putting that work and really been fighting champions or really been, taking fights that's 50-50 more so, in your opinion? But other than that, man, that's my call, man. I'm excited for fight week, and I hope everybody is. The king of the sport is back, and we're gonna see how he looks post injury. But yeah, that's my call, champ.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. I mean, it's a very subjective question, bro. Like I can answer it, and someone's gonna have a different opinion. But I mean, Earl, right? You got to figure Brooke and Earl was 50-50. Um, Even Brooke, you got to give credit. He was taking 50-50 fights, not because obviously if anybody watched his career like me, you can argue and say that I'm lying, but he has his fair share of 50-50 fights, like the one with Earl and the one where he's like, challenging himself versus Gennady, the one with him and Khan, him and I mean, he was not 50-50 with Crawford. Obviously he was, not at his best, but he was challenging himself. Thurman and Porter, Thurman and Danny, you know, um, like you said, Tyson and Wilder, those are 50-50s, To me, I look at Canelo and Kovalev like that, as a 50-50 because of the weight advantages and the moving up in weight, Kovalev being the bigger man and puncher, but again, everybody is going to be different. Like they might not give Brooke credit for fighting Gennady and call it a cash grab. I still think two things could be the same in certain situations, right? Like you could be trying to get the check, but you could also think you could beat somebody, man. You could also be trying to challenge yourself, you know. So again, it's subjective because, like I said, nobody may not give Brooke credit for what he did because it gets labeled the cash grab because no one gave him a shot to win, and because he didn't win, it could only be one thing in the eyes of boxing fans, which is, oh, he didn't win, so of course it was a cash grab. And then, the trainer throwing in the towel, him looking to the corner, pawing at the eye, none of that helps the situation, but you know, it's there. But we do have Discord available for anybody that wants to call in. I'm going out to Vega. What's good?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. Yeah, Canelo fight week, huh? No buzz. You're not, I'm so sorry. We're in the back call all the time, and nobody seems to give a fucking shit. You know, it's it's not a matchup we've asked for. It's two fights in a row now where nobody cares. Nobody cared for Triple G3, and now we got John Ryder, who, it's just weird because last time I checked, Benavidez last year fought for an interim strap, right, in the beginning of the year. But yet John Ryder fights Zach Parker for a WBO interim strap later last year, and yet gets put to go first. So it's pretty obvious how it works. Canelo wants this. He's coming off wrist surgery. My girlfriend, she's an occupational therapist, and she told me wrist surgery is actually pretty tricky. She said a lot of people when they have wrist surgery, they had to learn how to write again. So it's understandable. John Ryder is a very solid fighter. I don't have a problem with him being, a mandatory. It's just funny how it all falls into place. Benavidez has now fought 2 or 3, I don't know, final eliminators, interim straps. And, John Ryder gets one, and it's his turn to go. I think it's cool it's going to be in Mexico. I think it's a long time coming. So it's not really such a problem of him fighting John
Vega.
Ryder. Just,
Why you
he's
doing
an
that?
undisputed
Why you doing
champion.
that? Why are you doing that, Vega?
Why am I doing what?
Why are you trying to set a narrative?
I didn't set this narrative. This is something that Canelo's done. Listen, he's the power man, right? The same thing with Tank.
But I'm just saying.
Let's keep that same energy for all these fighters.
All right, but
right? Shouldn't we? Isn't that something that you preach?
Absolutely.
So don't you think Tank is Mini Nello, right? I know I've said it. I swear I've heard you say it. They pick who they want, and everybody succumbs to it.
So you
point blank.
You can pick a mandatory.
Can you pick up? I guess this is Exhibit A or B. I don't know. Maybe we got to look into history. But he sure as hell picking when he wants to fight which mandatory. How did the WBO become first? We don't even know, probably, right? It's just because it happened.
I actually know if you want to be educated.
It's always good to be educated. No one likes to be ignorant.
Because everybody likes to, shit on Canelo for fighting Yeardom. Do the math.
Right. Okay. So that was 2021 February, right?
Do the math. When Canelo satisfied his mandatory for the WBC when he fought Yeardom. Just like Earl Spence. You see, you guys don't keep the same energy, and that's what I said about you painting a narrative, right? You said, it's funny how David Benavidez fights eliminated, but John Ryder gets the shot. You don't tell the audience John Ryder's getting his shot through the WBO. The same WBO that gave Virgil Ortiz a shot at Crawford, and Virgil said no. Same WBO that gave Kavalaskis a shot at Crawford. Same WBO that gave Rocha a shot at Crawford, and Rocha said no. Right? Right? Okay. Now the WBC, on the other hand, who you are talking about, who did make David Benavidez fight a bunch of eliminators, let's not keep it biased to Canelo. Didn't the WBC make African-American Lubin fight 17,000 eliminators till he finally lost to Fundora, and then Fundora fought about 20,000 until he finally lost to Mendoza? So let's not say it's Canelo. Let's not say it's convenient. Let's start preaching the truth.
So here's part of the truth. Are you aware that when he fought Caleb Plant, that was fulfilling the WBO mandatory? Are you familiar with that?
Who are we talking?
Caleb Plant just WBO president. What's his name?
I'm just saying, Caleb fought versus
his name?
Benavidez.
Gustavo Oliveri revealed that when he fought Caleb Plant, the undisputed, they allowed that to be a fulfillment of the WBO mandatory. So, and that was when 9 months later after Yildirim, the WBC mandatory. So, like you said, let's talk facts. That is a fact. I'll find it for you and I'll send it to you. I promise you. I am not lying. So
But
that's 9 months
I'm
later,
not saying
which
you
means he's not
lying.
supposed to be able to
I'm
do it
not
for
saying you
18
lying.
months. He has 18 months to fulfill it. He chose this, and that's okay.
How can you
What if
choose a mandatory?
the WBO stated Caleb Plant fulfilled the WBO mandatory? So
Okay.
yes, that's a good question. How did he choose this? Because he's Canelo Alvarez, racked in
Okay.
over $100 million.
So
They just revealed on the list, right? So who the
can we
fuck is gonna say, Canelo, no, you have to do this? Nobody.
can we at least get you to admit on the air that you gave us the facts that the WBO was satisfied, but that isn't facts that Canelo picked to do his WBO mandatory right now? Because you don't have nothing to
That
back that, right?
did I listen? No, no, no. I can't say for sure he did it, but damn,
Okay,
if
so
it
can you
smelled like
just
a
say
duck,
can you
if it
just say
quacked like
that
a
on
duck,
air? Because
what else you want me to say? Now,
can
I'm
you
not saying he's ducking
no,
no one.
but
I'm
can you
saying yes, he's having wrist surgery, and everything just turned out to be the way where he can fight John Ryder, who's not as big of a risk as everybody else. I'll finish with this. I don't want to see shit else besides Canelo versus Benavidez. No Bevo, no Ryder, no bring up no. I don't want to see no Jamel Charlo. Give us Canelo versus Benavidez, and then he could be the face of boxing for sure, no question.
Mm. Yeah, I love how you guys paint narratives. It's fun. Uh, you see how he gave the facts, but then when it's time to tell the truth, he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm not saying Canelo picked him, but you just said that throughout like 90% of your call." But it's always fun to debate. I did not know that the WBO was satisfied in the Caleb Plant fight, so he definitely got me there. But in terms of, uh, you know, people going through dozens of eliminators, that's a WBC thing, man. And that's why I use the Lubins and the Fondoras who have been going through numerous eliminators as the example. But I am going to the phone lines. You can call in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. It's fight week. Canelo Alvarez fights this Saturday versus John Ryder, the Gorilla. I always thought it was like something else. I didn't know it was just the Gorilla. But I got Jay Swift. What up, champ?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, first of all, the last fight party you threw was dope, homie.
I appreciate you being a DJ, champ. Spinning on them
Yeah,
ones and
man.
twos.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity. And now it's Canelo fighting, man. And I got shirts. I buy shirts from all the big fights that happen, and I got Canelo shirts, T-shirts, all the way back when he fought Mayweather. And I look at that, and I mean, besides Mayweather, he was the hardest working person in boxing. Because and his name is not Earl, his name is Errol. When Errol Spence was making his cutting his way through the forest, Canelo was banging shit out. And I gave him a lot of props because I was like, wow. But when y'all talk about Caleb Plant like he was a nobody, Caleb Plant wasn't a nobody. That nigga was beating everybody ass from Canada all the way down. I mean, he was undefeated until he met Canelo. So y'all got to stop acting like that wasn't a 50-50 fight. Yeah, it became, what do you call it? It looked at one-sided afterwards when he got knocked out, but that was a 50-50 fight. I don't know how y'all don't see that. And I'm just talking about
Which
everybody.
fight?
But I'm sorry?
What fight was 50-50?
Canelo and Caleb Plant.
Oh, I don't. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know if anybody's gonna agree that it was 50-50. Just because of the lack of
Yeah,
power for Plant, the lack of power, lack of experience. But I'm with you, man. You heard me. I thought he was going to at least last the decision. I bet a lot on him to go in the decision.
no, I'm just talking about with him and Canelo. I never thought he was gonna go to a decision because Canelo and in his youth he hit hard as he hit as hard as the hands of stone. Um, Roberto Duran. That's how hard Canelo was hitting back then. Yeah, he's gotten older now, and y'all could talk crap about him. I ain't talking about you. I'm just saying in general. Y'all could talk crap about him, but that boy, that man gave us a lot of great fights. A lot of great fights. Even when he lost, those were great fights. All right, I gotta go. Peace and blessings, my peoples.
All right, all right. Shout out to Vega that sent the tweet from one of the representatives or maybe a journalist or something. But yeah, I mean, it says Canelo Plant was sanctioned as a WBO mandatory. Section 7 of our rules. Okay, so Gustavo is part of the WBO. We got Polo T.
Yo, 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 what's up, Ness?
What up?
Can you hear me? Man, he didn't add the part that they also said that he has up to May 14th of this year to fight a mandatory in the WBO. So if he didn't fight Ryder, he was gonna get stripped. They said it. I can't. I'll find it. But they also said that he was good until 2023 to fight a mandatory in the WBO. So he had to fight Ryder. So that's why Ryder fought for the interim because technically Parker was the mandatory, but he wasn't due yet until 2023. And obviously, remember he was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade. He pulled out, and then Ryder stepped up with already the bid in place and everything, and that's why he got the shot because he beat Parker. Parker originally was the mandatory, bro. So the WBO be on the same shit like the WBC, but not as bad. So that's why Ryder got the opportunity because he went to fight Parker, and Parker was number one. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't understand. Like if it was somebody else in the middleweight division, they would have been like a pirate. He's fighting Ryder. But since Canelo, try to downplay it as much as you can. And also, some of those losses he has, they were pretty close fights, bro. Like that Rocky Fielding fight, bro. That shit was a robbery for sure.
Yeah, well, the Callum Smith fight for sure. I remember Eddie Reynoso posting on his story that he thought, Ryder deserved the win.
Yeah, I mean, some of his fights were beside. Even the Billy Joe Sanders fight was like close, but like watch all his fights that he has losses, bro. They're all close. Like he got some bad decisions, bro. I feel like if he got, because remember his title shots. I mean, Smith was a hard fight regardless, but obviously, he didn't get the decision. But if he fought somebody else for a belt, he could have pretty much gotten a. He's like, I think he would have whooped Darrell's ass. I think he would have whooped James DeGale. I think he would have whooped Truex. Like if he got those guys, you don't think he would have beat some of them?
Ryder or
Yeah,
Parker?
Ryder.
Would he have beat DeGale? Depends what version. Remember, DeGale was good in the beginning and declined very quickly in the end. Truax also depends what version. The later version of
The one that beat the girl. I mean Truex had. I feel like Truex just got an upset, but I mean like Jacobs beat him. Like he did become a champion, but the girl that fought Truex, he beats both of those guys. Like yeah, the girl maybe in the early because remember Gross beat him, and Gross kind of. I'm not gonna say he fights like Ryder, but like I think Ryder could have beaten him. I don't know. The girl was okay in the beginning, and then he fell off like kind of at the
Polo
end.
T. That is the bell. I got counterpunch from Tran. Yeah, counterpunch for Tran. Looks like Rolling with the Punches podcast wants you on. Unless that's you.
Yo, nuts.
Yo.
Yo, man, shouts out to the last two callers, man, especially the last one. You know what I'm saying? Educating the fans and people that's tuning in, especially the first caller. Like, same when Canelo was fighting Beaver. A lot of people was like, oh, why you fighting Beaver? Who is Beaver? You know what I'm saying? That's when I said, made a statement like few shows back about, I feel like problem is like with boxing too is like we promote these most popular fighters that got the most following, most quote unquote influential, which is cool, but we got other fighters like putting in work behind the scenes that's not as known. And so like when a Canelo fight him, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shoot, who is this guy? He ain't fighting nobody, but Bevo is the best at 175 though. And it's like it took Canelo to fight Bevo to have Bevo skills to be showcased, and now everybody looking at Bevo like, oh, he really that. But before it's like, oh, who is this guy? You know, blase blase. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop that too. Like, it's a lot of good fighters. It's not as popular, not as known. But if you don't know them, never heard them, that don't mean like they can't fight or it's a pushover. You know what I'm saying? And like the first caller was saying, like Canelo gave us great fights, man. Like Canelo do not need to fight David Benavidez to be the face of boxing. He been the face of boxing since Floyd retired, since Floyd passed that baton after he beat him. Like he really don't need any fighter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you look at other sports, like like LeBron and Kobe, and it's just like we compare these two, whereas we don't even take a time to sit back and be like, damn, I thank God, I think I was able to watch these two generational talents, these fighters, these talents, you know what I'm saying, we take for granted because we gotta downgrade one to uplift the other, whereas we just need to be like, yo, man, Canelo, you a bad man, bro. Yeah, we want you to fight these fights, but at the end of the day, what you did for the sport, you a bad man. Earl, you a bad man. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to give all these fighters flowers, and that's just it for
Nah,
my
you get
comment.
another one though, cause you sent
Oh
ten
yeah.
dollars.
Yeah, so yeah, basically just that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we got these our favorite fighters, you know what I'm saying? We want these fighters to fight these guys. But you guys realize too, each time they go in the ring, they losing a part of their lives. Like when they leave out that ring, it's a part of their life they'll never get back. You know what I'm saying? So we again, we want these fighters to fight. We want Canelo to fight David Benavidez. We want Canelo to turn around and fight all these guys. But we got to be realistic. And again, man, Bevo is not a pushover. When Canelo fought Sandro to Bevo, they were like, "Oh, who is Bevo? We don't want to fight Bevo." And John Ryder is not a pushover neither. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we want Canelo in a big fight again, a big fights, but he gave us all of those fights. Triple G, Jacobs, Kovalev, Cal Smith, Caleb Plant. And it's like, it's a gift and a curse. Because when you're that good and you make shit look easy, like when Floyd used to do, like make shit look easy, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You downgrade other fighters, like, oh, well, yeah, I knew they was going to do that. But it's just like, just a testament to how great that fighter is. So it's like, you can't take nothing away from Canelo, like, period. You know what I'm saying? And he said he gonna fight Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He said he want to fight
So he
Beaver
the
at
face of
175.
boxing to you.
I feel like he is still currently. I feel like he definitely is at the back end, and we starting to get these new generational fighters. But I feel like until he retired, I feel like he is. Do you think that?
Nah, I just wanna, get your
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
that was the narrative with the Tank and Ryan fight, like, oh, the winner's the face of boxing, and then they asked Tank, he think he is, so I'm just wondering.
See, the thing is, it's like one, and I don't know if you saw a report, like a lot of those pay-per-views came from Ryan for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's
What?
hard to.
There's
I
no
mean,
way to logically even
I
say
know, but I'm
that's
not. But
true.
that's not. But no, but that's not my like that's not what I'm looking at. But here's the thing though. Yeah, you could say Tank is face of boxing, but you gotta look at his record too. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you all these fights coming up, your first pay-per-view, you moving guys up, you draining these guys. and so you're making it look good. That's what I'm saying. Like when I feel like we promoting these popular or these certain fighters, but really they're not really fighting the best at their weight class. Like you got to put in more work to say that you the face of box, especially when you still got Canelo and Errol Spence and
That's the
like you got
belt,
all these other.
but you got it messed up. Like, think about Canelo, right? When he fought Alfredo Angulo, he didn't do the numbers he did with Floyd. You know what I mean? He never even got back to that number. And I'm pretty sure that was his first, you know. So just like Tank, right? He didn't do them numbers till he got with Ryan. But that's the same for Triple G. He didn't do them numbers till he got with Canelo, his dance partner. You know, Triple G did less than Tank. Triple G was doing 170,000, and let me tell you, if you think Tank has a fan base, there was people calling from all countries telling us that Triple G was a star, even though he was only selling 170,000 pay-per-views twice with Lemieux, 170, and with Jacobs, 170. And people were arguing to me, he is a star, he is a star. And when I'm like, bro, but he ain't, look at the numbers, it's 170,000. How is that a star? Bro, he got Jordan. He the only boxer got Jordan. And it's like, yo, Don't War got Jordan too. But yeah, but he got Jordan. You know, he got Apple. He the only boxer got Apple. And that was true. He was the only boxer that had Apple. But you know, it takes a combination. It's like Chavez, right? Chavez was doing pay-per-views for like $40 versus fuck is his name? John Duddy. And I'm talking about Junior. But when he got with Canelo, they did the right number together. They did like 1.4, 1.2, 1.1, something like that. Definitely over $1 million. So it's dance partner, man. You can't say. And just to address that, there's also no way until they give dudes what they do that for fighters, right? They do that for fighters for ticket sales. Like they give you like a block and a code so that you can see how many tickets you sold, but you can't do that for pay-per-view. They don't know if I bought it for Ryan or Tank. How you gonna say them? I mean, that was crazy for you to say that a lot of those pay-per-views are Ryan's. It's like, okay, so tell me where mine's went. Who'd I buy it for? Because I don't even know who I bought it for. I didn't buy it with that in mind. Like, I didn't buy it with that train of thought. Like, oh, I'm buying this because of Ryan. No, I'm buying it because of Tank. Like, what the fuck? I'm buying it because it's the combination of them, and I want to see that fight. That's what it's all about. But, yeah, man, let me get to some other callers here. We're going out to what looks like New Jersey. This is Alex in South Jersey. Was good.
Yo, what up, Ness?
Chilling.
How you feeling today, bro?
Cannot complain, brother. And yourself?
I'm good, bro. Well, I think I ain't ready for this fight.
You say you ain't
Doesn't
ready?
seem like a Canelo fight week. You said what?
You say you not ready for this fight?
Nah, I am ready. I am ready. It doesn't seem like a fight week, though. I'll tell you that. But I think John Ryder's a good opponent. I mean, he got some good wins over Danny Jacobs. I think he fought Feldon too, right? Roger Feldon.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank. Or no, he beat the dude that fought Chris Eubank. That Chris Eubank almost killed, right?
Nah. He lost to that dude. He lost to that dude that Eubank almost killed.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was like a few years ago, right? Like 2017, I think. But regardless, I am ready for the fight. Like I said, it'll seem like a Canelo fight week, but I'm sure the numbers will show. I wanted to ask what do you think the pay-per-view numbers is gonna look like?
Oof. if Canelo did 570, they said with
Play it.
with Triple G, I think this does 325. He got a strong fan base. Remember, he did like 345 with Liam Smith. Like he don't
Yeah.
really do bad. I don't even remember the last time Canelo ever did 200. I'm gonna say
Another thing. Has Ryder been stopped
345.
before?
Let me check. I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
I think so. Gun. Uh, I'm actually about to look it up myself. Oh, he actually got stopped by Blackwell.
Yeah, the 7th
He
round,
sure did.
right?
Yes. Yep. 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
PTO. Well, yeah. Well, I'm ready for the fight next. I'm probably gonna buy that joint, to be honest. But we'll see. I'm gonna get with you though next.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. I mean, that was, you want to hope that was a different version of John Ryder, and that we got ourselves a different version now because Nick Blackwell is nowhere near on the level of Canelo Alvarez. But Big Trap, what up?
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What's good?
Hey, I got a question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the modern day boxers, who has had their greatness moment like Canelo when he knocked out Kovalev? Because, I mean, you can say what you want about Canelo, bro. Nobody expect him to knock Kovalev out like that. That shit was greatness.
I mean, again, man, that's another subjective question. Greatness could be defined by many things for many different people.
So, okay, so, I mean, but give me an example of greatness from a modern fighter today. Earl, Crawford.
Earl Spence, bro. Earl Spence showed you greatness by fucking getting ejected out of a high speed convertible and coming right back to a top fighter and standing on that and saying no tune-ups, then fighting Ugas off of an eye injury. Like, that could be considered greatness.
Yeah, you're right. But with that being said, that's why you won't catch me missing a Canelo fight, and you won't catch me missing an Earl fight. But a lot of these modern day boxers, bro, they don't have a lot of greatness moments.
Yo, they hating on you for saying that was a moment of greatness for Canelo. These
Bro,
fucking guys are haters.
Keep it G, man. Keep it G, man. Nobody expected Canelo to do Kovalev like that, man.
They know they
I mean,
didn't.
we all
Y'all young ass couldn't do it. All them goddamn muscles and all that lines in the camp, all them goddamn muscle ups he was doing on YouTube, he couldn't do it. But Canelo do it, and it was sabotage. Kovalev took a dive. He's an alcoholic. All this weirdness.
Hey, I'll never forget you asked Mannix at the show. Mike was there with you. You was like, if any 160-pound champion move up, do you think any of them can beat Kovalev? And I think he said Andre could do it, but he gonna stink up the house, right? You remember that shit?
Yeah. I remember. I also asked Shields the same question, and he told me that Jamal wouldn't have been able to do what Canelo did on that same night. I said, Ronnie, same exact Kovalev, same night. We just swapping out Jamal and putting in, swapping out Canelo, putting in Jamal. He said he couldn't do it. So people like to hate, man. But I like that call, Big Trap. That's a moment of greatness, he said. What y'all think about that, little haters? You little haters. What we got? Ortiz, what's good? Ortiz always got mic issues. Ortiz always got mic issues. Numbers, what up?
Mic check.
What up?
Yo, hey, how I
My
hear
bad, I
me?
had
Do I
Twitter
sound like
turned
I'm
off.
drowning?
Oh, shit, y'all both
Here.
on now. Hold on. Ortiz, we be
Hey, don't
back.
start my time.
Go ahead. Numbers.
And Ortiz always got fuck the mic, bro. Like, anyways, you know what, man? I have to like recuse my statement on the last show because my grandma just called me uh on my lunch break asking what we're gonna do for the Canelo fight. And so like that's what the face of boxing does, bro, at least for my community, where my grandma's calling saying, we're gonna do a carne asada or something like that. My uncle's asking me how much I got money on it. And so like to the first caller, where I'm interested in is seeing Canelo after the wrist surgery, see where he's at. Hopefully, he don't do no vegan bullshit in the training camp where he comes in like weaker, which is what I think affected him in the Bevo fight. But I am interested in this fight, and John Ryder ain't no pushover, so you know, I think it's gonna sneak up on everybody because like, the Tias and the Tios and the Carne de Raza, they're getting ready, bro. They're getting ready for this fight, and they're gonna show out.
All right, Numbers. Appreciate you rocking out with us twice today. Chucky loves boxing. $2 super chat. He says, already purchased the fight. Jalisco, fire, fire. Yeah, I gotta do the same. But I think actually I'm doing a live show from the Skybox at the Virgin Hotel. Me and Danny. Well, I don't know. I don't know what Danny's doing. I think Danny applied for the fight. I don't know, but we got a live show out of the Virgin Hotel in the Skybox. We're gonna be part of the Fight Stars fight watch party where Fernando Vargas, Andy Ruiz, and Roberto Duran will be our guests. Rob Pryor will also be live doing a live painting of those three legends. So, yeah, that's going to be something new for me. I got boxing $5 super chat. He says Jacobs got robbed against Ryder. Parker was suspicious stoppage to me. Oh wow, so he's questioning both of Ryder's biggest wins. We got Jesse Quesada, $5 super chat, says Ryder also fought Callum, who David Benavidez never bothered to unify with. People would say that David dodged the number one ranked super middleweight in Callum to unify. I don't know that Eddie ever sent an offer for David to fight Callum, but okay. Boxing, $5 super chat says Canelo and Tank fans always capping hard, trying to justify their favorite fighters' opponents, laughing out loud. We got Supermax, $5 super chat says they even Ness swore Nello wouldn't fight Trout, Lara, the monster, Golovkin, Jacobs, yet he did. I'm honestly asking what makes David different. So he's saying Ness is what he meant to say. Ness, they even swore Canelo wouldn't fight Trout, Laura, the monster in Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs. Yet he did. I'm honestly asking what makes David any different than those guys? That's a very good question. Maybe that's our poll question. That's our poll question. What makes David different than those men? Do we have answers? We need answers. Drop your answers, your potential answers in the live chat. That's going to be our question. What makes David, and I'll put Benavidez for the weirdos, Benavidez different than, and then we'll do all those names. Nice fat copy paste. Now, obviously, Trout, Laura, and even Canelo, for some people, they're going to be like, well, he's no David. Those guys aren't David. They're smaller. They don't throw the amount of punches. So we'll see. We'll see. But we need answers, though. Ortiz, you back? What's good?
¿Me oyes?
Yep.
¿Cómo digo?
Yep.
Bien, bien. All right. Hey, um, I'm a hardcore boxing fan. Like, I never seen John Ryder fought.
Wow.
Like, yes. I mean, I'm a hardcore. I watch every boxing. I watched the boxing fight last week, El Camarón, and I'm a hardcore boxing. Like, I watched boxing. I never heard John Ryder fought, or I never seen him fight. I heard of him, but I never seen him fight. And I ain't excited for this fight. And this fight is what it is. It's a tune-up. I think even Canelo said it himself. He needed a tune-up. It's a tune-up fight. I don't even know how good John Ryder is. I think he has a couple losses. I think he lost to Rocky Smith, didn't he? Or sorry, Rocky Fielding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, it's a tune-up. I'm not excited for this shit. My dad wants to watch it. I don't. My dad's, we're Mexicans over here, so he's always rooting for the Mexican. But is Canelo really the face? Well, let me put this like this. I don't know. I don't know if it's because where I live, people don't like really follow boxing. It's more MMA up here, but people don't know who Canelo is. Canelo is the face of Mexican fans, but is he really the face of all combat sports fans? Like he hasn't done a million pay-per-views in a while since the last or since the GGG second fight. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm just wondering when he's going to defend the WC mandatory. It's already been 2 years. His last mandatory, Anthony Yildirim. Come on, bro. He was coming off a loss and a 2-year layoff. He wasn't a mandatory. So, I think WC Marshall Solomon protects him a lot. But yeah, man, is he really the face of combat sports?
Canelo?
Yeah.
So who is if not him?
I would have to say, man, honestly, Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of people I know that don't watch boxing, that only watch MMA. They know who Ryan Garcia is. And I think after that fight with Tank, I think Tank kind of took the spotlight now. Honestly, I guess it depends on his next fight. But even on their Instagram, they both got 1 million followers. Ryan got 1 million followers after a loss. Tank got 1 million. So I don't know if you go to the white community, they don't know who Canelo is. There's only a few select know who Canelo is that are white in the white community, but I just think Canelo is the face of Mexican fans, the Mexican fans.
You're right,
But
because
yeah,
I don't think that the the inner city community is coming out for this. This is for the Latinos. BT, what up?
Yo, yo,
What's good?
what's going on, man? I'm a new listener. Just wanted to shout out the platform. It's good to have a place to really talk some boxing. But
Appreciate
to
it.
the last, yeah, man, to the last call, Ortiz, Ryan Garcia is not the face of boxing, bro. I'm sorry. He just lost. We can't not say that he's the face of boxing, man. So I wanted to say that first, but I probably will watch the Canelo fight
Hold on.
just cause it is.
Because I'm not going to do a show on it because I'm not toxic like that. But if Ryan isn't the face, answer Oscar's question, because it's like Tank been on pay-per-view for like 5, 4, 6 pay-per-views straight. So if it ain't Ryan, how is it Tank? What took him so long? And why is the only other mitigating factor Ryan?
Personally, I don't have a face of boxing right now. I don't really think it's Tank. I don't think it's Ryan. I don't think it's Canelo. I agree with Ortiz on that. Canelo is the face of Mexican boxers. And once again, I'm a hard.
Bro,
But
Canelo did 800 with Plant and 570 with this guy Gennady. There's a legitimate argument. I know right now they're gonna say I'm hating, but honestly, I'm just saying, thinking out loud.
so you think Ryan? You think
Bro,
Ryan is the face?
bro, think about it. We ain't seen a million pay-per-view buys till he finally fought on pay-per-view. Tank and Earl been on there for their last 4 fights.
But we have to take Ryan. We have to take Ryan into consideration that he fought Tank though. Who has Ryan fought
No, listen.
previously?
Absolutely. I said that before you called. Dance partners matter. Like when Canelo,
Yeah,
when Triple G fought Jacobs and he fought the other dude, David Lemieux from Canada, them pay-per-views did 170,000. But when he fought Canelo, they got
yeah.
the 1.3. So dance partner matter, but you can't deny that he's the only guy since what's the last pay-per-view to do 1 million? Not named Floyd.
Yeah, I was gonna say Floyd, the only guy that's done 1 million.
And that's what
And
I'm
that,
saying. So
yeah,
Ryan is the only element there.
and I give him credit for that part of it. But to me, in my head, the face of boxing encompasses a lot of different things besides just pay-per-view. Like you
Okay.
really got to get in the ring and beat some dogs. Like that's how I look at it. And when Floyd was that guy, I mean, he was getting in the ring, beating some dogs. Like,
For sure.
for example, Cotto
So for
and
you, face of
Pacquiao. Like,
boxing has to back it up.
yeah, you got to like, to me, like for Tank, people give him face of boxing. But like I was telling my brother the other day, I'm like, I still got to see him in a truly 50-50 fight and him win. For me personally, that would solidify it for me because, and once we talk about this all the time, but the other 135-pound guys, Shakur, Devin, those would be big fights, and those are 50-50 fights. So if he get in there and beat one of them guys, which will probably at some point, I don't think they should fight right now, but they could do close to 1 million, that would solidify him as, okay, truly face of boxing. That's my opinion. So I got to see you get in there and beat some dogs. You know what I mean? And Canelo, to me, I still give him, like I said, the face for the Mexican crowd because it's Canelo. Like my mom will recognize Canelo. She might not know exactly who he is, but she'll recognize him. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Ryan Garcia is a little younger, so but he still got time. He'll build up.
They said Ryan the face of losers. Ken Rico, you a fucking hater. And let me tell you, I've been watching him in the chat. He talking about, who could, Ryan will never be on pay-per-view again. He said Ryan will never be on
Oh
pay-per-view.
wow.
He crazy.
Nah.
I could think of like
He'll be on
5
pay-per-view.
motherfuckers I could put Ryan on pay-per-view and do money. Do real numbers.
Yeah, if he won it, it's about if he won it still. You know what I mean? Like he'll be on pay-per-view for sure.
I'm
Like, he's
talking
a
about
seller.
winnable fights. I'm talking about making money off them without getting them beat.
It's not a lot of tough guys Ryan can beat. I don't think though.
You
like
crazy. You ain't picking them over. You ain't picking them over Pitbull.
No, hell no.
Oh shit.
Nah, no sir.
I'm
not picking him.
You ain't picking him over Pitbull.
Pitbull is nah. He
All
not.
right, bet. Cool. I'm gonna move on. You ain't picking him over Romero.
Better chance against Rolly.
Now keep in mind, Pitbull never been at 40, and Ryan big as hell. I mean, Tank made him drain and all that shit.
You gotta kill Pitbull though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna keep coming regardless.
Got 3 losses already. You trying to play Ryan for real? But
Ryan ain't been in no dog fights.
Listen, it's
Ryan
all
ain't
good.
been in no dog
It's all
fights.
good. It's all good. We gonna move on. You said no to Pitbull, but you'll pay for it. For it. So that's 2 pay-per-views already. Cause you like the Rolly one too.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch boxing now, so I'm gonna pay.
All right, let me see who else. Oh, at 42. We at 40 now? Let me see.
Richardson, no, he can't beat him.
I mean,
he can't beat no Antoine Russell.
Originally, I wanted Regis, but after that fight, he need a couple before he get Regis. He not dog.
He need to step down to like
he not dog enough
like a Linares. I would like to see Ryan fight Linares. That'd be like
Nah. We can't do that on pay-per-view.
You don't think so? He fought Fortuna on pay-per-view.
So hypothetically speaking, the fight gets canceled. T.O. pulls out. Fight got canceled. Josh Taylor broke his elbow. Ryan steps in. You don't think he could beat this version of Tio? Questioning
No,
himself.
sir.
Oh
No,
man,
sir.
man, come on, man. You ain't
There's a certain Ryan
yo,
hasn't been to that.
Tio don't even
Ryan
believe
hasn't
in
been,
Tio. Tio was
but
talking on camera like come on, bruh.
once he get in there with Ryan, he gonna be like his confidence gonna go up. Tio has been
You
Tio has
got
been in
why you
dogfights.
trying to make Ryan like he's sweet, bro? You ain't see him. Tank was holding on for dear life. Why y'all trying to ignore that shit? When Ryan brought the beats to him, Tank said, "Hell no, hold on,
Tank
hold
was
on."
not worried. Did you see his
Of,
face? Tank was not worried. He
of course he
said,
wasn't
"Get this
worried
man
because he
off me."
held him. He held him. That's what Quelber did
That's
to
part
Sean
of
Porter.
boxing. You can hold. That's part of boxing. You can hold.
Man. Yo, y'all don't be
You
liking
gotta think
fight.
about this,
Y'all don't like fighting. Y'all like y'all favorite fighter to win.
man.
Y'all, come on,
Man,
man. Holding.
the first punch Tank threw, he knocked Ryan down. We can't say like, man, come on now. Ryan just need to
Yo,
be in a dogfight. I got to see him in a dogfight first. You know what I
bruh,
mean?
he
That's
fought the
me.
biggest dog in the division. That is,
Who?
bruh, Ryan fought the
Tank?
big. That ain't the biggest dog. He got the
But it
biggest
wasn't a
bite.
dog fight. He didn't take it to him. Like he didn't punish Tank. It
Oh
wasn't like a
shit.
back and forth.
Oh shit. He said he ain't take it to Tank. And what? So why you think Tank was holding? What the fuck? What you thought happened? He took it to
Tank.
Tank. His own trainer. What
What?
his trainer said when you see no epilogue. What his own trainer
He
said.
did.
His trainer said, "Hey son, I like what you did there, but you got a little overzealous." You know what I'm saying? He
Man,
took it to him.
Goose would be saying anything. First, the Goose would be saying anything.
Oh, I ain't gonna win
Tank,
with him. I ain't gonna.
Tank
He
was
got
not
all the
worried in there.
answers. He got all the answers.
Tank was not worried in there. I promise you. He did not hurt Tank one time.
Bruh,
Not
you
one
ain't
time.
gotta be worried, but he still held.
Holding is a part of
It's
anybody is going to hold
illegal.
if you press.
Listen.
That's why the
Queensberry.
ref is there.
Listen to me. Queensberry rules tell you that clinching is illegal. It's only allowed when you buzz. You ain't supposed to clinch as a defensive tactic. That's that Mayweather shit. You ain't supposed to do that. Bernard Hopkins doing that shit. I'm going to hit you with a right hand and hold you so you can't hit me back. That's not boxing. Look up the
That's a
rules.
different level, and
Listen to me.
that is
In
I
the
agree with
rules,
that.
it even state if you are holding, you allowed to punch with the other free hand. Like you can't just be grabbing and holding all day. Foxy Brown, I'm about to fucking mute you. You better Google the rules. Talking about I'm lying. I'm gonna let you go,
I'm not.
BT.
Hey,
But
I
Ortiz, how you getting another call, man? Nah, I think we didn't get to go to you, right? Because we went to numbers. What up? I swear.
Yo, did you get my counterpunch?
Hell no. Where you sent that?
I sent the boxing voice cash app.
Let me see.
Is it $5 or 10?
1,000.
Oh shit! Get me off here.
No, I actually got Cash App from not you, but from numbers. It's the boxing voice numero uno. You got to put that one, all right?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I sent it.
I mean, I don't see nothing here, bro. I'm gonna keep refreshing.
It's yeah, I sent it at 4:01 p.m.
I see nothing. You ain't sending
What
to the
the
right.
hell?
You ain't sending to the
It's
right spot.
mine's Ortiz 89.
You ain't
Yeah,
sending
I'm
to the
seeing it right.
right spot, man.
It says your history. Oh, it says pending. My bad. It's pending.
Go ahead and talk, brother. You've already wasted 30
All right.
minutes.
All right, hold up. No, I want to say to these people saying Ryan's not the face of boxing, you guys are fucking idiots. Just because they're saying because he lost. That's two different subjects. Okay, he lost, but doesn't mean he's not the face of boxing. Like I
What's the
said
face
before.
to you, just so people know?
Look, when there's Canelo fights, non-boxing fans are not tuning in. The casuals are not tuning in. But when this Ryan and Gervonta fought, everybody, the casuals, were tuning in. They were tuning in. That's the face. People pulling in numbers. People who bring new eyes to the sport. freaking people are still talking about when I say, "Hey, you watch boxing?" People are still talking about Pacquiao and Floyd. They're not talking about today's current boxers. They never bring up Canelo. Pacquiao and Mayweather were
I
so
don't
big
know,
that they're
man.
still
Come on,
being
bro.
talked about.
They bring up Canelo. Come on.
No, bro. I don't know if it's where I live that no one just watches boxing, but no one tunes into a Canelo fight here. At least where I live, no one brings it up. No one's talking about this fight. No one was talking about the Revolt fight, the Plant fight. I mean, yeah, it did okay numbers, but not like big numbers like this Ryan fight that took place. Just because he quit, just because he lost. That's two different subjects, man. He's the face of boxing. I mean, I don't know. Like, we gotta see the next fight, right? But in terms of like leading up to this fight, these guys were the names to talk about. Like, they were the big names. Everyone was talking about it. Like, freaking Pacquiao and Floyd were pulling 1 million per fight. Those guys were the face of boxing. But yeah, man. Like, and it's not about losses. Like,
Yeah, I
Pacquiao
mean, but
lost.
you got to understand, before Canelo went to an app, he was doing 1 million. You know what I mean?
Was he though? Like, prior to the GG fights, like Canelo Khan did 600. Canelo Smith did not Big Brother Smith, Little Brother Smith. That
Yeah,
did like
that did like 345, bro. That's
yeah.
better than everybody. That's what I'm saying. How you gonna say that man is not better, not the face of boxing when his numbers are better than everyone actively in the sport?
Okay, yes, I know what you mean. Face of boxing, yes, of the sport, but in terms of combat sports, like to get to the casuals, he's not. He's not a big name like
How,
that.
again, how can you say that when out of all the boxers registered
Yes,
in the
but in
world,
boxers, I'm talking about boxers.
he's on top 40. He's
Yes,
one of the
in the
richest
boxing
paid
world, but not in the casual world. You know what I'm
athletes,
saying?
though. He's one of the richest athletes, though. What are you
But you know,
talking
boxing
about? He
they
did a
get
Super
overpaid. You
Bowl
know that.
commercial. How he's not the face of boxing, bro?
He's not, bro. But yeah, that's my call.
Oh,
Like
okay.
like I said,
They had
he's not
Ryan in that
he's
Super
not in
Bowl
the
commercial.
casuals. The casuals don't know Canelo,
Was Ryan in the
but the
Super Bowl
boxing
commercial?
Mexican hardcores. I mean, probably no one knew who that was when the Super Bowl commercial. Like,
You know
who's
what
that ginger
happened?
guy?
Ryan was at the Super Bowl, but he paid for a ticket.
I see you.
Canelo,
Shut up,
Canelo,
Polo T. I see you laughing. Shut your.
Canelo was invited. Numbers, counterpunch. What up?
Mike check. Hey man, get these goofy ass niggas out of here, bro. Like, get the fuck out. Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing, bro. The face of boxing not only pulls the numbers, the face of boxing not only like pick like the boxing landscape moves around the face of boxing. That's why Floyd had it, and that's why he passed the torch on to Canelo. Davis might one day have that the way Canelo does, but bro, to say that Canelo, and before I get all emotional, right? Because I'm a fan of the sport, not a fan of the man. Um, you know, fuck, lost my train of thought. Hold on. Uh,
Take your time, champ.
yeah. Because I was just reading the YouTube chats. They full of haters in there talking about Jake Paul, the face of boxing and shit, bro. Same thing with BT, bro. Just clogging up my ears with all this nonsense, bro. Like I'll be related to you, Ness. How like your tone changes when you got to deal with these crazy ass people talking about hand signals and Illuminati shit, bro. It's just sometimes it just makes me want to just turn this shit off, bro. Because I can't understand, bro. Like, how are you going to say that Canelo's the face of Mexican boxing? Then Davis is the face of only black people boxing, right? Like, that shit don't make no Canelo's playing golf with Stephen Curry, bro. He over there shaking hands with LeBron. Like, how you gonna, like, what, some of these people, man, they just like to project their own self-hatred, bro. And it's just like, if nobody watches boxing where you live, that's a problem with where you live, Ortiz. Like, get them mid-ass takes out of here, bro. Like, how Garcia's done one fight at pay-per-view. How is he the face of boxing? Just because you listen to full stand podcasts and like do all that internet shit, which I'm not hating Garcia, right? He does his thing, but he's not the face of boxing, bro. One pay-per-view fight with no belts, with pulling out of fights, that don't make you the face of boxing just because you have a social media following. You know what I mean? And the whole world, the whole boxing landscape doesn't
But I'll ask you the same
circumnavigate.
thing that I
Huh.
asked the other
Hmm.
guy. Like, but
Hmm.
he like we haven't seen numbers like this in a long time.
No, and I'll give props to that. And it's like what you said though, like dancing partners matter. It's like cooking a soup. You feel me? You have to have the right ingredients, so
Mm.
it all makes a perfect storm. You feel me? You gotta let shit cook. And like, for example, the Spence and Crawford soup, that shit been cooking too long. That shit's about to be burnt. That shit has no momentum.
Mm.
But Canelo's that steady pozole. You feel me? That shit's good to go whenever. Like the Mexican nation, and even I know hella black people that fuck with Canelo that are gonna pay for the pay-per-view, and that's what it means to be the face of boxing. The boxing landscape moves around Canelo, and for all them people that want to bring up Benavidez Senior came out and already had a 3-fight agreement with Showtime, so they were just using his name for clout. So they were never serious about buying Canelo.
I
They
mean,
were
they
just
were
using the face of
serious.
boxing.
You got to remember that PBC made a $55 million offer. It don't get more serious than that.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right, brother. But yeah, they made an offer for him to take it, and he went with the matchroom offer. I got rolling with the punches boxing podcast $5 super chat. He says Earl says Canelo is number one because he is getting that money. Canelo, the only boxer on Forbes list, and made $110 million in 2023. Canelo is the highest paid boxeador. We got Leonard Sterling with the £5. Callers saying Canelo to do his WBC mandatory. Have these callers same energy for William Skull, IBF mandatory, waiting for his shot, or it's Benavidez. So there's an IBF mandatory too. Lord have mercy. That's what happens when you got all them damn belts. Boxing, $5 super chat says anybody who fought Ryan now gonna be open to criticism if they don't knock him out in 7 rounds like Benavidez with Plant. You right about that. You right about that. It's good for Ryan though because that's gonna make him not look soft. Like people think he's soft because Tank did that, but they forgetting Tank one of the biggest punches in this sport. 954 Twigs, 954 Twigs. I mean, he punched him in the body and his nose started bleeding. I ain't trying to get punched like that. 954 Twigs says $5. Show us the rules, bro. Last time I read, it said excessive clinching. I think the Google results might be outdated, and you forgot to mention Haney. Um, yeah, excessive clinching. Okay, cool, but all clinching is up to the referee. There's rules, but it's still up to the referee's discretion. He got to say something. So that's why in some fights you get point deductions and some you don't. Some fights, some people get, a warning for shoving, and in other fights, Khan gets point deducted for shoving. So, it's up to the referee's discretion, but you're not supposed to clinch, brother. You know, especially excessively the way that Kell Brook did, you know. And why would you want someone to clinch as a defensive tactic? Come on, fellas. But whatever, man. Y'all fans of man, yo. We got USX Soccer Man. Oops. Soccer Man. USX Soccer Man. $2. We will tune in to something like Tyshawn versus Zhang. I remember Tyshawn. I wonder why you brought him up, though. Are you saying that we watch anything? But that would be like a spectacle, though. Both those dudes, they're like two. I think one was from China and the other's from Japan, and they're both like 7 feet tall. Like that. I mean, well, I guess Tyshawn is 7. Zhang ain't that big, but Zhang is big himself. But yeah, that would be like a spectacle. So I would get why people would watch that. Not to say that Tyshawn is good. I mean, last I checked, he was pretty ass. Jay Swift, $2. He said Ryan is likable. Devin could be no. Ryan is likable. Devin could get good pay-per-view numbers. I got Two Tone. What up?
Yeah, yeah. Yo, man. I don't think niggas is understanding this face of boxing shit, bro. Like Nash, you a Jay Z fan and supporter like myself. Jay Z on a song called "Excuse Me, Miss" said the only niggas moving units is M, Pimp Juice, and us. Now, Jay-Z lyrically is on another level. But there's times in Jay-Z's run that Nelly was the face of hip hop based off numbers. There was a time where 50 Cent was the
Hold up,
face of
hold up,
hip
hold
hop.
up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Cause you and I always get into these conversations with your weird ass takes
What are you
on
talking
music.
about?
You
What are you
can't
talking? No.
you understand you can't drop a single and be the face of anything.
Oh, are you talking about Nelly, the one that beat KRS-One in a battle?
Bruh, I'm talking about Nelly don't got an album we could sit through.
No, not at all.
Nobody's doing a watch party. We gotta do a Apple iTunes Nelly Essentials, which only picks out the commercially popular songs. Nelly don't got an album we could listen
Not
to.
the essentials. Not the essentials.
Yo, you know it. He ain't got no whole
Damn.
album.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna hate. He don't have no album at all. But I'm saying Nelly at some point could say, I'm run based off the numbers, going platinum, touring. I was running this shit. Like Canelo's like Jay-Z. Canelo has talent plus the numbers. Javante does too. Javante has talent plus the numbers. Ryan Garcia, I don't care what none of you niggas say. Ryan Garcia right now could go do a Walmart commercial and catch a bag. He could go on the Today Show right now and catch a bag. Ryan Garcia to the general public. The same way when you old ass niggas was watching Mike Tyson, that's the same way that these 15-year-old kids saw when they saw Tank that past weekend. Their Mike Tyson is Gervonta Tank Davis. Remember, casuals decide the face of boxing, not the hardcores, because you guys going to be there regardless. The casuals decide the face of boxing. You hardcore niggas, y'all going to be there through thick and thin, thick and thin. And Ness, you
That's
know
true.
50 Cent. Y'all gonna be there regardless of anything. Y'all keep the sport afloat. Hardcores keep this shit afloat every single day. But the casuals make super fights. The main reason why Earl and Terrence fight ain't made yet, because the casuals don't know them niggas. Terrence Crawford can walk through my mall today in Phoenix, Arizona, and he will not get mobbed at all. Earl Spence would not get mobbed at all. Both of them niggas have zero personality. The nigga was in Creed 3, and they thought Terrence Crawford was an extra. They didn't think Canelo was an extra. They have no personality. And salute Dev Dollars on dropping that picture today with the gold. I love it because it went semi-viral. That's the shit I need from Devin. Hair purple, gold teeth. Now all Devin got to do is get a room with his beautiful girlfriend and act like he's throwing money on her with the belts just all around the fucking room. I don't want Devin to be the Adrian Broner villain. I want him to be the cool villain. Don't be the AB villain. Be the cool villain where you telling niggas you can't fuck with me. He should add Tank today and say, Tank, you are trash. You biting all my clothes. I guarantee it'll go viral, Ness. I guarantee it. Talk to Bill, bro. Talk to him. I like what Dev's doing. He got to look like NBA YoungBoy. I'm out, man.
All right. I'm over here trying to find a post where he put gold. I ain't see no gold. I see the one where where Loma's on a breakfast table. That's pretty funny. He gonna show that. That's my boy Boxing Habit too. See, look, even Dev follow Boxing Habit. Let me get that boy a like. He stayed doing his thing. Actually, that's Dev Page. He done took it from him and reposted it. Who we got? All right. We got a lawyer. Karma's lawyer. What up?
Yo, what up? What's going on? Listen, I hopped on here, I think a little late. But I just want to get shit straight before I get my point out, because I don't want to say no shit and then it's like I ain't gonna say all that. So, was you saying that Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing or a bigger face of boxing than Tank? Is that something that you said?
Nah, man, that son the caller brought up and said that
Oh,
he
okay. Well,
believes he's the face of boxing. Yeah.
okay. Well, whoever that caller was is out of his fucking mind. Okay, and I'll say why. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm not gonna act like I know off the top of my head what I'm not gonna act like I know off the top of my head what Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna's numbers are. But I think I'll put a pretty safe wager that it wasn't bigger than Tank and Hector Garcia's numbers. It was the last two fights they had.
Yeah, but
You could pretty
it
much
wasn't
you
on
could
pay per
pretty
view,
much
champ.
yeah, that's a fact. But I'm talking if you talk about viewership or the bigger fight, I'm not gonna say I'm going out on a limb by saying that Tank's fight with Hector Garcia was bigger than whatever fighter Ryan Garcia for Javier Fortuna. And you could pretty much use Fortuna and Hector Garcia as like, you could just X them out because I feel like they probably both have the same notoriety. You know what I'm saying? So you could pretty much X them out and just leave into the equation Garcia and Tank. And I think what is going to determine if Tank is really the face of boxing and not Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, other than the fact that he knocked him the fuck out, is I think what Coach Calvin said, I retweeted it not too long ago. What Coach Calvin said is very important in terms of like the future of a Tank Shakur fight or a Tank Haney fight. He basically said, yeah, if the money's right, we're gonna make the fight. He didn't mention nothing about a belt. He didn't mention nothing about, what I'm saying, bragger rights, the best fighter in boxing. He was like, yo, if the money's right, we'll make the fight. Which from a business standpoint, obviously I understand. But I think I'm not going to tell another man how to do their business. That's obviously he's the coach. He can say what he wants, whatever. But that's a dangerous thing to say because if Shakur now, I don't know who Shakur is going to fight next. I think he needs one more fight before he sees Haney or Tank. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he needs one more. I think I need to see I need to see him in the ring where somebody's going to test his chin. Obviously, Pitbull, he ducked the fight, whatever. I still want to see him in there with Pitbull. I want to see him in there with a real hitter before he goes up against Tank or Handy. Not to say Handy got big hands, but I got to see his chin a little bit more. And if somebody wants to make the argument, well, he doesn't get touched, that's fine, but I got to see him get touched because we could be in for a rude awakening if he goes in there against Tank and gets caught clean flush one time with a nice punch, and then he's all wobbly in the early rounds. It's going to be like, damn, well, we thought Shakur was whatever. Basically, my point is Shakur got to show out his next
But
fight.
didn't
He got to
didn't
get.
Shakur do more than Ryan? And Ryan got the fight. And by the way, Shakur did more than Hector, and Hector got the fight. And by the way, Shakur has won more belts and more accomplished than Pedraza. And by the way, Shakur is way better than Leo. But they all got the fight. Why does Shakur have to do more than already being a two-division, one-time unified plus Ring Magazine champion?
No, I hear what you're saying, but that's my point, though. One of my points is what Coach Calvin is saying is kind of is making me scratch my head a little bit because it's like, yo, bro, it's obvious. I think Tank Shakur would do even more numbers than the Ryan Garcia fight, but that's going to be up to how Shakur handle his business and how the trash talk goes leading up to the match and shit like that. They got to make some viral shit go down because obviously a big reason why the Tank Garcia fight was big is because Ryan is a big viral dude. Shakur got to get on that
Yo,
kind of
it's
level.
crazy, yo.
Um,
Tank, 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 and Ryan, they are the faces of boxing, bro. Like, I'm literally talking about Canelo, and y'all talking about Tank and Ryan. It's crazy. Every caller. I'm talking Canelo, the show about Canelo, the thumbnail. Everybody calling in about Tank and Ryan. They the faces of boxing. It ain't one, it's both. Because you only calling in because they call Ryan the face.
yeah, I mean, I don't see how. So you think Ryan is a bigger face than whom? Tank and Canelo, or just he's like the second biggest
I'm
face?
just
Because
saying
I'm confused as
they
to where
got
you
the
stand on
needle
it.
moving, bro. I
No, for sure, you
they
can get the needle moving, but it doesn't necessarily make you the face because one,
yo, but they
he
fight
can't.
happened
His
last
boxing skills
week.
ain't even there.
Bro, but think about what we saying, bro. Can you think of any other time in boxing where anybody not named Floyd could make Canelo's fight week irrelevant? Canelo's fight week, we still talking about a fight from April 22nd. We in May, man.
Yeah, but I feel like a big part of that is because of who he's fighting. You talk about the dancing partners. Yeah, he's fighting Ryder. Not a lot of people know about Ryder. If he goes in there with the rematch against Bivol, maybe, I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm sure a lot of people want to see Canelo get his lick back. I feel like even a casual will know that Canelo lost to Bivol. So it's like he wants, if he's going to get his lick back, that'll be a big fight.
I'm just
I
saying,
think the
man,
reason
it's
why,
only one fight y'all talking about, man. It ain't like you
no,
calling
for
in
sure.
here to be like, man, I ain't want to see Rod. I'd rather see Benavidez. Nah, you calling in to talk about Ryan and Tank.
No, for sure, I hear your point on it, but I'm saying though, if your point is Canelo's fight is irrelevant because of Tank and Ryan, I feel like that's only part of it. Part of it is because who the fuck is a John Ryder? No disrespect. I'm saying from a casual perspective,
I mean,
nobody knows the John Ryder.
John Ryder would be probably Jamal Charlo's toughest opponent in the last 3 years, maybe 4.
Right, but that's fine for a boxing fan like you or me, or like I guess someone that's an above a casual, or like whatever, quote unquote a hardcore. Yeah, they can look at it like that, be like, yo, it's a tough opponent. But the casual doesn't know who a John Ryder is. Well, my point is, I think at this point, some casuals will at least know who a Bivol is because Bivol done beat Canelo. And you know, when you beat the face of boxing, you don't necessarily become the face of boxing, obviously, but you become a somebody.
But that's
You know what
why
I'm saying?
I'm gonna let you go because I give you hella time. But that's why you might be wrong about Ryan not being the face, right? Because like Bivol beat Canelo and he ain't bubble. He ain't turning to nothing. You understand? He ain't turning to nothing. Ryan lost to Tank and he buzzing way more than Bivol ever gonna buzz. I'm telling you right now. Sheesh. Speaking of Ryan, yo,
Oh, yo, I didn't even know you picked me.
what's
I didn't
up,
even know you
brother?
got me on the chat. Hey, I got a hold on. Hey, I got a question. How much do you think pay-per-views Ryan and like Barrios does at 140?
I like that fight, but that you asking Barrios to come back down, man. He's at welterweight right now. He got a good win at welterweight versus a guy that not even Broner could knock out.
You think it does more than Tank and Barrios, the pay-per-view buys?
Oof.
I think it
Maybe.
does. I
Maybe.
think
What
it sells out here in
what
San
was
Antonio. Do it
what
in the
was that
Astrodome.
number? What was that number? I don't even remember, bro.
I can't even tell you, but I think that fight could sell out here in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, I mean I like it. Isn't Barrios from San Antonio though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would sell out here. I think everybody will go to that fight.
Yeah. That would be good, but
All right.
you're not the first person to say that. The issue with that fight is obviously Barrios moved up. He already looked good at the next weight class. To ask him to come back down, now we doing the same thing. We draining somebody, and that ain't a good fight. We got in Minnesota. Who's this?
Yo, Ness, this Hutch. Boots up next in the chat. Can you hear me?
Hutch, what up?
What up, man? I'm gonna keep it short, man. Everybody subscribe to the channel, like it, like the video. But I kind of agree with what you said earlier when you said it's all about dance partners, because like my older brother used to be real into watching boxing, and I'm watching it like every weekend now. But like, yeah, he only watches big fights like Tank and Ryan, like damn, who was it? Crawford and Porter. Like he's not watching like any of the small fights like last weekend that we
Yeah.
just watched. So, but yeah, I think it's all about dance partners, man. I don't really think it's like one face that can sell everything.
I'm with you, man. Definitely need a dance partner to move that needle.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's all I have, man. Saying I think it is about the dance partners because Tank never got close to 1 million before. So Canelo ain't really been back to 1 million. I don't think anyway. So
Yeah, he gonna
it's all
get to
about
1
the dance
million with
partners, bro.
David. He'll get to 1 million with David.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Yeah. David Benavidez, one of my favorites right now. So definitely get 1 million out of that fight. I'll buy that. I would say, I'm a hardcore in a way, but my pay-per-view dollars is limited, so I ain't buying all of them. But,
Nah, for sure.
That's my call, bro.
All right. I was just thinking
Appreciate
right here, like, damn, how bad was that pay-per-view with Plant and Benavidez? Like, if Wilder's pay-per-view was reported to be 77,000, then, like, what's the shame in reporting Benavidez and Plant? Like, how low could it have been? I bought the shit. I don't get it. We needed Benavidez to do decent numbers so that Canelo wants to fight him, man. That's the sad part. That y'all didn't support, man. Y'all didn't support. James on the beat.
Yo, it's Jones on the beat from Beat Promoters. What's good? Boxing Voice, and that's what's good, man.
What up?
At the end of the day, man, the face of boxing, help me understand. Isn't that the fighter with the biggest numbers, man? Isn't that the fighter who draws the biggest crowd?
Should
what
be.
are we talking about? You know what I mean? Say it again?
Should be.
Yeah, is it accolades and you know what I mean, accomplishments, or is it just pure numbers? And is it really a dance partner? Because when Mayweather was the face of boxing, it really didn't matter who he fought, who was pulling up to the fight. Am I right?
Not really.
What fight of his we didn't watch?
Berto.
I mean, well, that's at the end of his career.
I'm just
we
saying.
all knew we weren't watching that shit.
I'm just saying. Outside of that, he gave you the green print. Before Berto, what you had? Pacquiao maybe, and before that, you had a Latino, and before that, probably another Latino, and before that, probably another Latino.
But they did numbers, right?
Yeah, because of the green print. What happened with Tank?
You said what happened with Tank?
Yeah, he did the green print. When you got the green print, Canelo, Mayweather, Robert Guerrero, Tank, Ryan. The green print, when you got the green print, is going to work.
Yeah, but point I'm making is
you see
print,
Earl. Remember
no
Earl and Mikey that did like 3 something. That worked. Green print.
Right, but my point is, the face of boxing is what we're talking about, and whether he fought this person or that person, blueprint or green print, he still did numbers because at that moment Mayweather was the face. Canelo not really doing that, is he?
Again, Mayweather fought specific people though, champ. Like you talking about, like look, like he didn't get no. He ain't sliding no names. Like he fought Canelo. I mean, he fought Oscar, right? His next fight was Ricky Hatton, and then his next fight was first ballot Hall of Famer Juan Manuel Marquez. And then after that, another Hall of Famer, Shane Mosley. And then the green print and Victor Ortiz. Again, Puerto Rican legend, Hall of Famer, first ballot, Cotto. Green print, Robert Guerrero, 4-time champion. Again, Canelo Alvarez. After that, Maidana, Pacquiao. Then Berto. You understand? So he gave us real fights. He gave us like if I'm saying Sugar Shane Mosley, who's Sugar Shane Mosley on Tank's resume?
Nobody.
Who's Canelo on Tank's resume? Who's Oscar?
Not even close.
Who's Oscar? Who's Pacquiao? That's what I'm saying. Like when Tank gave us Ryan, we turned up because oh shit, he fighting somebody we fuck with. When Floyd fought people we fuck with, we show up. We showed up for Maidana because what he did to Broner. So we thought, and I say we, but not me. Everybody know I'm on record picking Floyd for every fight. But as a general public, I say we thought he could beat Floyd because he beat Broner. And stupid America, casual fans America, thought Broner was somehow the next coming of Floyd. So the similarities and him saying, he next Floyd, the world believe that dumb shit. He was supposed to win. I believe we would have got that pay-per-view with him and Floyd, but he lost.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying, and the mechanics of how you become the face of boxing is one thing, but the question is who is the face of boxing, and I don't really believe it has to deal with accolades or accomplishments. It's basically who's doing the numbers. Like, if we say Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing, I mean, you're looking at a guy who has like over 10 million followers on IG. I mean, he's got his base is what really the base that the fighter has is really what makes you the face of boxing. I mean, we could say,
look, I don't want to talk forever, man, but you can't tell me another dude that did his first pay-per-view that's that successful outside of Canelo.
Ryan Garcia, you saying?
Yeah, there's nobody else. I think Canelo's first pay-per-view was with Floyd, so he's more successful than Ryan. But Earl's first pay-per-view was 300,000. Floyd's first pay-per-view was 300,000. Like, nobody busts $1 million up bat except Canelo and Ryan, man. Just saying,
so you agree, man. Ryan is the face of boxing?
I ain't agreeing shit. I'm giving you the facts. Tank been on pay-per-view how long? He never seen $1 million. Ryan went on one time. He seen $1 million. Floyd was on pay-per-view, right? Floyd was on pay-per-view since Gotti. Since Gotti. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't fight Sean Bay Mitchell on pay-per-view. He fought Gotti pay-per-view, didn't fight Sean Bay Mitchell on pay-per-view, fought Zab Judah on pay-per-view, fought Carlos Balderman on pay-per-view. When he got in there with Oscar, he did 2.4. You know what I'm saying? When he went in there with Ricky, he ain't do 2 million. He ain't do 2 million with Ricky. He ain't do 2 million with Juan Manuel. You know what I'm saying? Dance partners matter. But let me get to some other callers. I got NFL. What up? NFL.
Nash, you get me?
Yeah.
All right, to piggyback off your last conversation, the face of boxing, I look at it like whoever got the most buzz. Like, right now, I would say it's Tank just because, like, how the Devins and the Shakurs, everybody want to keep calling him out, want to fight him, even though he don't got no belts. Well, he got the regular, but, that's a different conversation. But I think we got to wait for both pay-per-view numbers from Ryan and Tank for the next one before we can really decide who brought the fans in. Because, like you said, it's all about dance partners, too. So question though, what numbers you think Canelo pay-per-view ready to do this weekend?
I said like 300,000.
That's not bad for against John Ryder, but
I mean he did that
I feel
with
like
Liam.
Canelo fans, they always want short.
I feel like he did that
right,
with
Canelo.
Liam, so he should be able to do that with Ryder. He did even better. He did even better than that, I believe, with what's my man's name? Billy Joe, right? Was that pay-per-view Saunders?
Yeah. I'm on every Canelo fight pay-per-view, man.
I don't be knowing if they all. I don't remember.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm Fire Stick gang. Shout out to those who pay for it. You gotta do your thing, but everything pay-per-view over here.
Damn, you ain't support Tank?
I was there live, man. Come on, I showed up.
Oh, all right.
Oh, but I went to Tank last 2 fights for real, but Tank don't pay my bills either. I'm gonna take a maniac, but nah, Fire Stick gang over here. Ain't no shame in my game.
That's crazy. All right, champ.
All right, that's man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I support y'all.
Appreciate it. At least, don't watch my show on Fire Stick, man. I don't get no credit on YouTube. Now I'm fucking with you. Yo, Alan, what up, though?
You hear me?
Yeah.
What up, man? Hey, I was just really curious because, like, I haven't heard Tyson Fury's name mentioned one time. Like, how does he play a part in this like as face of boxing?
Who's that?
Right. Tyson Fury.
What does he do?
I mean, bro. I mean, he's fought almost every heavyweight and beat him, knock him out. You know.
Oh,
And,
the guy from England.
bro, how do you not know who Tyson Fury is, man?
Yeah. The dude that Andy Ruiz beat.
Andy Ruiz in it. What?
I'm fucking with you, bro. Jesus Christ.
Bro, come on, man. Tell me your opinion, man.
Bro, he ain't the face of boxing. How you the face of boxing? You out here, bro. Listen, I keep the same energy, bro.
How does he play a part?
I'm answering, and I'm answering. I keep the same energy. Ain't that the same guy that like put 100 million contract stipulations and still ducked out the fight, bro? I keep the same energy, bro. My man ducked the Usyk fight, bro. Come on. He out here playing games. And look, good for him. You know, I'm not a bank account or an accountant, you know what I mean? But good for him. He was able to get more money. Obviously, they're gonna give him more money now because the rumor is Saudi's gonna give them 100 million each to do the same fight that he already said no to, right? So good for him. He's smart, but that's not good for me as a boxing fan. I wanted that fight last year. I don't want that fight no more. I don't care. You don't see. We don't even talk about it. Nobody calls in here to talk about Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Hey, but you guys do have a point about Ryan Garcia, like, because without Ryan, you know, that wasn't gonna do 1 million pay-per-views, man. That is a very good point, man. Because every other fighter Tank fought, they did not hit that 1 million mark.
Nope.
So it's 100% true. But
no, people talk about Ryan. Ryan didn't have no belts. He ain't no first ballot Hall of Famer. Leo got all those accolades, and they didn't do that.
How are you gonna feel if he loses his next fight?
Who, Ryan?
Yeah, he's gonna be all bullshit, man.
Why? Why? AJ lost his 2-3 fights. Wilder lost 2-3 fights. What are you talking about, bro? Didn't Joe Frazier lose a couple fights and Ali and Sugar Ray and Hagler and Hearns and who else? Roberto Duran. Who didn't lose? Oh, Floyd.
No. I'm not saying about not who didn't lose. I'm just saying, like, you know, like after that, I think people will lose interest in Ryan. Like they'll be like, yo, this guy's cat. You know,
well, look, I'll tell you this, man. I used to be the type of person that said if AJ loses back to back, he got to retire. And I said if Wilder loses to Fury again and again, he got to retire. I was wrong. Those dudes didn't have to retire. Those dudes got a career. They still could keep fighting other people. So, yeah, it don't matter if Ryan loses. What?
And make a name for yourself. Ryan has to fight C-class fighters to make a name for himself before stepping into danger, man.
Let me ask you, do you think he beats Isaac Cruz next? 140. Ryan is fighting at 140.
At 140?
That's crazy.
Let me think real quick.
This show really turned into fucking Ryan. Y'all terrible, man. This is insane. I'm about to get out of here. We supposed to be talking about Canelo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all keep it easy, man. I can't give that one to Ryan for some reason, man.
Wow, so you pick Isaac over him?
I mean, he throws more punches, man. Like Isaac's he's gonna throw those punches for sure on that fight, and he's gonna go for the body, man, immediately. You know, you already saw he had no fear for Tank, so why would he have fear for a half Mexican when he steps into the ring?
Oh,
you know, be like,
Allen, you ain't shit. How you gonna call him half Mexican, bro? You guys are disrespectful, bro. His parents be all over the YouTube, and now he's half Mexican. Let me get to some other calls. I got Tony in Oxnard. Called him half Mexican, bro. What's up, champ?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Chilling.
I'm gonna talk about the Canelo. I think Canelo. I think he's waiting for Benavidez to not be able to make the weight, because he knows that Benavidez is a real threat and he throws a lot of punches. and he's been asking for that fight. So he's been focused on him, but I don't think that fight will happen. I think he'll fight Bivol next, and I think he'll lose, and then he's gonna have to take another 2-0 fight in September. And I think Benavidez might fight David Morrell.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk of David Morrell and Benavidez having already signed contracts.
Oh, okay. I think that's actually the best fight at 168 at this point. Because I think Canelo's pretty much almost done. I think his body's gonna start taking a toll from all the fights and all the training camps and all that. He's had a long career. And I think Ryan does knock out Pitbull.
Okay.
I think so.
First person to pick him, man. Everybody's fucking picking Pitbull.
Yeah, I'll bet on that. I'll bet on Ryan knocking him out. But that's all I got, brother. Thank you for picking my call.
All right, brother. Appreciate you calling in. We going out to TOD, place to be.
Yo, you can hear me, my brother?
Yep.
Okay, real quick. I overheard you guys talking about Jay-Z. Your boy Two Tone always got a good Jay-Z analysis, so I got one for you. In the early 2000s, I read in a magazine, I can't remember which one it is, an interviewer asked Jay-Z, with all the piracy going on, how do you still manage to sell platinum albums? And I thought he was going to say something real complex, but his answer was real simple. He said, if people like you, they'll buy your stuff. And I believe the same is true with boxing. You know, Tank and Ryan did over 1 million. That obviously proves people like them, to say the least. So, you know, as far as face of boxing, I don't know. I think that has to do with their entire body of work. But at minimum, we should be able to say that both of these guys are superstars. And depending on what they do moving forward will determine whether they are the face of boxing or they're not the face of boxing. But at minimum, I believe people like them. They bought their stuff. They did a record gate, well, 5th highest record gate, you know. So I believe at minimum they're superstars. Face of boxing just determines on what they do next. That's all I got. Appreciate you taking my call.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. In the 308, who's this?
Hey, what up? This is Aiden.
Aiden, what's going on?
What's good, man? Hey, check it out. Man. So I'm concerned. Like my thing is, how the fuck?
Where you calling in from, Aiden?
I'm just from Nebraska, bro.
Where?
Working right now, but check this out. So how the fuck is? So Canelo's on a European. He's a European assassin. I'm from Mexico. I'm Mexican, bro. And I think that Canelo's been on this fucking tour, bro. And it's like Mexicans have a thing for Europeans, bro. Italians. There's like, if you go to Mexico, you'll know what I mean. So I think he's just trying to like prove something. He's just trying to prove something. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. That's who lost me. Canelo lost me as a fan like 2 years ago, bro. Like, this dude's just not fighting the fights that people want to see, and it's just like kind of like disappointing. But I'm not even excited to watch this Ryder fight. Like, who the fuck is John Ryder? 5 losses, 1 knockout. I mean, I get it, but I don't know if he's a face. He might be the face of boxing, but we gotta remember the body. All these other fighters, Shakur, fucking Tank, fucking Haney, Undisputed, fucking Josh Taylor, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, and also real quick, how the fuck did Canelo request to fight? People are saying that he's a fucking monster, but he requested to fight Avni Yildirim, fucking sparring partner for the vacated WBO belt, I think. Like, what the fuck, dog? How is he your fighter? How is this fool the monster? But he's beating up, he's bullying. There's your bully, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that was a little bully, like a little stunt, dog, just for the fucking quick vacant belt. But yeah, man, I love the show, bro. I love the show.
Where you calling in from, Aiden?
Yeah, I'm always I'm from Nebraska, bro.
Oh, Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
All right, champ. Well, we got you, man. Thank you for calling in. We going out to Dawn in San Diego.
Hi, Ness. That last caller,
you obviously don't know shit about boxing. Sorry, Nebraska, but how can you say that like Canelo is like no monster? I'm not saying he's a monster, but that's what they said Triple G was. He was the cyborg. There was literally a picture of Triple G with a red beam coming out of his eye on one of the fights at Madison Square Garden, I think it was, and he's like, you got Triple G as a cyborg, like he was the monster. And Canelo basically went through everything. That post that you put about like who is David, like really he's nobody different from anyone else. He beat Cotto when Cotto was the new and improved. Like he literally beat like everybody that they put in front of him. Laura when like everybody avoided him. Supposedly Floyd avoided Laura too. You guys forget like I think it's disrespectful. Disrespectful to say, oh, Canelo ain't this, Canelo ain't that, because he's got these losses and stuff. But and I think possibly that loss to his last loss to Bivol kind of like tainted his reign because he was kicking ass, going one by one by one, going undisputed. And I know I've mentioned this before, but to say that everyone that's gone undisputed, they fought maybe one or two people, but Canelo literally went one by one in a year and threw in a Yildirim who I guess even Plant was like afraid to fight Yildirim or was kind of like not wanting to fight Yildirim. There's like videos out there with him talking about Yildirim. So to say that Yildirim wasn't shit, maybe he wasn't shit. You know, he wasn't shit, but he took in the mandatory as he was possibly supposed to do. And to say like Canelo is like this piece of shit, I'm not the cheerleader for him. And in fact, I think I became a Canelo fan because of all this fuckery and like, you know, like make it make sense. Keep the same energy for all the boxers. Canelo's on a damn video game like cover. He's on a video game cover. You know, you don't see Tank on a video game cover or even Ryan, who basically got a lot of his popularity going into Canelo's team. And then, you know, him leaving, that causes drama, that causes attention, that causes people to pay attention to Ryan. And I do think that Ryan possibly could be a face. Tank could be a face, and then Canelo could be a face. Why can't there be more than one? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Canelo's a face.
All right, Dawn. Thanks for the passion. I got Polo T. Polo T.
Yo, Danny. I was gonna say, man, I just got this email at this club. It's like a restaurant club. They're playing the fight, so it has some buzz. You know, obviously, maybe people are not happy with the opponent, but it definitely has buzz. It's just, I guess they said that about Triple G, but you seen that shit was packed out. But I was about to say, man, you have high hopes for Ryan, though. I know like the conversation is Canelo, but you guys were talking about Ryan. You think he could like? No disrespect, but you think he can beat some guys at 140?
Yeah, of course.
I don't think so, bro. I think that Gervonta win is gonna age real bad. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's a guy fighting on the co-main event. Um, Gabriel Venezuela. I'll bet you 200 he beats Ryan if they send him the offer. And I bet you, I'm not gonna bet you, but I bet you that if they offer Ryan that fight, he's not gonna take that fight. The guy that's fighting Spark, Ryan would not fight that guy at 140.
I mean, I don't even know who's the
I'm
guy you're
telling you, that
talking
dude,
about.
oh, his name is
So
Gabriel Venezuela. He's fighting Spark. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I know, but what
Ryan would lose to that guy.
I'm saying is why would Ryan fight that guy? So like
He's a 140 guy.
if you
It
saying
beats Spark.
yo
He's gonna be the who was to go? Who was to go? Who the fuck was to go? Like, why did he fight to go, but he can't fight Venezuela?
yeah, I don't know. I just see Ryan
I'm
fighting
just
bigger
saying, bro.
names.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, he takes that fight. That dude would beat him. I'm telling you. I don't even think they'll let Ryan take that fight, man. Like, that's all I'm gonna say, bro. Like, that's a dangerous fight. I'm sorry, but I see Ryan as good at 140. I don't think he's as good as I think he wasn't a good amateur, but I think in the pros he hasn't really developed and he's looked worse. Like the Fortuna fight was cool and all, but bro, Fortuna was out of shape. Like the to go, I'll give him a pass because he was coming off a layoff and to go was in there surviving, but nah, bro, I don't think Ryan is it. I think Ryan he needs a lot of work.
All right, champ. We'll see. Does he get that? We'll see. Does he get that? Lemmy, what up?
Hey, Ness, what up, bro?
Man, I've been trying to call him for a while, but I have to keep hanging up every time. But anyway, um, dude, I kind of want to address, and it's funny because yeah, like you said earlier, that you have a thumbnail about Canelo and you end up talking about Ryan and freaking Tank, and that right there, like you said, that proves the face of boxing. But and that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. One of the guys, I think his name was Numbers, actually had like a really good definition of it, and it's the hardcore fans. You know, if people actually follow boxing, we don't determine who that is. He had a real good point. It's actually the fans. I'm sorry, the casual fans. You know, like the people out there that just watch TV and are on freaking whatever. I don't know what is YouTube popular. I don't even know what I don't like all this social media crap. But anyway, that's how you determine. So I was thinking, man, a lot of these guys like Shakur, people like Errol Spence, Canelo, all these guys, maybe they got to start working on that crap. You know, like trying to get their social media following up. I mean, I know, like you said earlier, Canelo, he came out on that commercial and whatnot, and you know, Super Bowl commercial. I'm not a big sports fan either, like that, but I think I remember that. So, but man, more of that kind of stuff, dude. Like they gotta up their game in that sense, because it's like a lot of people are seeing Ryan. He's good. Like you were asking some people about him versus Isaac. Okay, yeah, I do think he probably would beat Isaac. I do think he could, but Isaac's a nobody, bro. He just got a hard freaking head. That's why they could have knocked him out. But he ain't all that. But he couldn't handle a Haney or obviously a Tank or a Shakur or a freaking Davis or what's his face, Keyshawn Davis, and none of these other guys. You know, Frank Martin. I don't think he can handle Frank Martin. You know, there's a lot of people he can't. So he's not, but he is the face of boxing. That's what I'm trying to say because he knows how to freaking manipulate the social media world. And I think that's dang, that's the belt. But that's what makes the face of boxing, in my opinion. Work on your social media. All of them guys got to work on that.
All right, champ. Appreciate you calling in. Looks like we going out to Stonebone in Colorado. What's up? Stonebone. Okay. I hear you.
Uh, yeah, man. I think we in like a little a little sweet spot with boxing. You know, we got the young guys making noise while Canelo is still the face. You remember Floyd and Pacquiao was still like the heavy hitters. But once Canelo fought Floyd, he was like started doing the 300,000 pay per views and just started escalating up. I think Tank and Ryan is similar to like he'll be outperforming Ryan in pay per views because he's been doing them. They already have kind of a track record of doing it. Whereas in this will be Ryan, his next fight, they want to do pay per view, but they're gonna have to do a good opponent. But it's gonna be them building up his pay per view run. So it'll be like Ryan will be like Pacquiao, and Tank will be like Floyd. So, but Canelo is still the face. He's still the guy that they're trying to emulate their success off, and he lended his support basically to both of to make that fight what it is too, because everybody like, oh, Canelo always say he likes Tank, and Tank always shouting out Canelo, and he wore his gloves before, and all of that different stuff. So it is kind of a passing of the guard, but until one of them can independently do a million, it's still probably Canelo, right? So I'm interested. I hope that they can succeed on that level, man. I want it's good for boxing to have other guys able to draw on that level, and we'll be watching Ryan win, lose, or draw. Right? We want to see what he do next. So he'll do some good pay per view numbers. He'll do a couple 100,000 like Tank used to do. But the question is, where did this put Tank? Did this push him to the 500,000 type mark like Canelo was doing after he fought Floyd until his next big fight, or is he back in the 2 3s? We just got to see. If he stay pushing, stay promoting, maybe he get to the 500s as an average, and then the big fights do the million. 7 million easy. You know what I mean, that's what they got to look forward to. So, congratulations to Tank Mayweather Promotion and or whoever he involved with now, GTD and Ryan. He got a bright future. If we, no matter what we think about him, he got a bright future in boxing. Right? They always say Jake Paul don't deserve everything he got because he ain't been boxing all his life. Well, Ryan been boxing all his life, even though he might not be the most orthodox boxer. So I guess he deserved everything he got. So y'all say Jake Paul don't deserve it, right, Ness? Ryan is a professional fighter, right?
Yep.
So
He not
shout
just a
out.
YouTuber.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right, brother. That looks like everybody. Ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in. I got a couple super chats here. I got Blessed One LA, $5 super chat. He says, Canelo be golfing with Curry, partying with Nas. After the fight, and has UFC stars calling him out. Makes 30 to 50 million a fight. Of course he's the face. Boxing, $2. He says, is it true Carvin Ford got sponsored by Mountain Dew? I don't know, but it's true they got sponsored by Hardin. Shout out to Hardin. You know, they treated the team as one of the team. You feel me? I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Catch me on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Arrivederci.